49er faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick done quick.
49er mind.
Yeah, yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.
Oh yeah, freak out, yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, and this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar, yeah, the cream of the crop, dig it?
Ooh, yes, Macho Madness. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of 49er Minded. I'm your host, Bashar. The things didn't go our way yesterday, and we'll definitely get into that. I'm really excited, though, because I'm bringing on a good buddy of mine who's had me on his show before. His name goes by Aaron, but most of you guys know his show as 49ers First Takes. He's doing a lot of good things on his YouTube channel, and let's bring him on right now and say what's up to everybody. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, man. I really appreciate you coming on here. I've been wanting to have you on here for quite some time since we had a good time and I heard a lot of good feedback when I was on your show. So, let me just say what's up to some people over in the chat. We got Waruna says, "Let's go." What's up, man? How's it going? He's a writer for Sports Illustrated, All 49ers SI. Check him out on their website. And he says, "I'm surprised that I'm not mad at the loss. Doing good." Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, let's not get too mad, but yeah, it wasn't good though. Obviously, we got Amin the Dream says, "Let's go." I've been waiting for this collab to happen. Really, really appreciate it. Definitely.
What's up, Amin?
Check out this guy's channel without a doubt. He's got a lot of good stuff going. He had a good post game show yesterday, and we got Pinor Bang Bang Pinor Gang. He says it's 49er Minded. And 49ers First Takes fire. He thinks it's fire. All right, we gotta live up to the hype, I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, that Macho Man intro is absolutely spot on. I want to steal that from you, but everyone will be like, "Ah, you copied." So,
well, it has my name on it at the end too. You gotta cut off the part. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got Fazil. What's up, Fazil? I know this guy. I remember him from the Hawk Hater TV show. When Hawk Hater was doing his live streams, this guy used to call in on there all the time. What's up, man? Good to have you on. I think you were at the game, right? I think since you were telling me you were going to go to the game. Oh, yeah, we should have won. Yeah, so yesterday's game, man. Well, hey, let's just say this. Going into the game, regardless of what the Seahawks do in the previous weeks, if they had a really bad game or crappy game or if somebody's hurt, I just don't have a good feeling going into their games. And I'm not saying this because I'm not a 49er faithful. I'm not a 49er fan, but it's just for whatever reason, they tend to have our number.
Yeah. To me, the game, I thought it was going to go a certain way, and it didn't at first. We were fantastic on defense to start the game, and we moved the ball, two things that I thought we would have trouble doing. And then the bottom dropped out, and reality set in, and more of the same, just lackadaisical kind of just going through the motions type offense. And then eventually, the defense is on the field long enough, bro. I don't care who you are or who you have back there. Everybody's going to crack at some point if they're on the field all the time. And that's pretty much what happened.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt, you can't have the defense on the field forever. What is up, Moses? How's it going? Moses OG 49er 559 says, "What's up, 49er? How you doing, man? I kind of missed you for a second." Going on? Yeah, that's a defensive back expert over there. That's what I call him. He's always talking about DBs. Yeah, and when Jimmy was on that, on the drive we scored, Jimmy was looking good, right? I mean, he threw that Dwelly touchdown. I was like, okay, Jimmy looks like he's coming out to play. All right. He might be hearing whatever he's hearing from the media or people doubting him, and this whole maybe this angry Jimmy, or we like it when Jimmy's mad and he plays better when he's mad. Maybe that Jimmy was gonna surface this game, but it was short lived. Of course, it was very short lived. It was a lot of what we've been seeing from the first half of the Eagles game and the first half of the Green Bay game. That we started seeing that Jimmy, and a lot of it's just a blur to me. I can't sit there and tell you, oh, I remember on 3rd down and 10, Jimmy looked this way and threw it to this guy. Like, it's all a blur to me right now. It's just his bad play. It's a blur to me. It's something I don't want to sit there and memorize and tell you word for word. It sucks. I hate watching it. It frustrates the living daylights out of me. I went on plenty of rants on social media about it, and I got tons of hate thrown at me as if I'm not a 49er fan. And but hey, I have to call I call it how I see it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some hate too over the Jimmy thing. I've also been I was trying to be what's the word I'm looking for? Diplomatic or politically correct. I can't think of the word, but I was being fair to Jimmy for the first couple of weeks because I was giving him praise for the things he was doing well. But yesterday's game, a lot of these games are starting to become, like you said, a blur. I get put to sleep by this offense. It's so horizontal. It's so compressed. Teams know exactly what we're doing. We're not tricking anybody because, unfortunately, with Jimmy, the offense is condensed. And either we're going to throw a short pass or we're going to run the ball. That's pretty much the gist of our offense. Or we might do a little jet sweep action. There's nothing exotic for having the coach that we have. I don't see anything exotic. I don't see anything fancy. The one play that we did try to do that was a little bit exotic. The running back came in. He almost launched the ball over Jimmy's head. And then Jimmy, having, kind of a little bit of a fluttery arm, couldn't make the throw to Kittle. And after a while, man, like you said, I become a little bit disenchanted, disengaged. I was watching the game as usual, really, really excited. But as the first half rolled on and all the points that we left on the board, I was pissed off, to say the least. Didn't get super. I didn't throw out any adjectives or swear a lot like I did against Green Bay, but I was in a really bad mood for sure.
Yeah, I was at my sister's house, and my niece and nephew are there, so I'm not gonna cuss up a storm in front of there. But right. I was pretty upset at points in times during the game. I mean, even though I kind of thought maybe, hey, even though I was just thinking like, hey, it's the Seahawks. Good luck with us winning against them. Regardless, they always have our number for whatever freaking reason. But I was getting really excited in the beginning though, because we were getting to Russ Wilson. The pass rush was like, yeah, man, look at Bosa, look at D Ford, look at those guys. They're getting Russell Wilson. And I was like, okay, you know what? I have newfound hope in this game. Maybe we finally do get this bad Seattle team that these other teams get. For whatever, so it's like, cool, man. Our defense is looking good, but we didn't capitalize on it. When we do not capitalize on these things, those teams just gain momentum, and lo and behold, Seattle gained momentum. And what's this? Oh yeah, but that trick play, man, that was just kind of funny because it was like we signed this guy Jacques Patrick. I think he's like a 240-pound running back. He's huge. The guy's enormous, and we barely even had the guy, on our team. And here he is, like throwing some weird like razzle dazzle play over to Jimmy. And, it almost ends up being a fumble because it was kind of like a backwards lateral or something, kind of like an off-target pass. And Kyle Shanahan explained it that, hey, something they were doing with their safeties leave that play wide open for them, in terms of the formations they were showing up during that point in time in the game. So Shanahan saw it was a golden opportunity for it to, to be potentialized in the game. But it didn't, Jamal Adams supposedly caught up at one point into Kittle when they didn't think he would. So, whatever, man. As funny as it looked, it didn't work. And honestly, when Trey Lance stepped out there in the second half, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is just one of those things where they just throw Trey Lance in and they put Jimmy back out there. This whole thing with the calf injury, I had no idea he even got hurt. But I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, then I was like, okay, what? Trey Lance is playing. What's going on here? And I had no idea Jimmy was even hurt at that point. I just thought Kyle was mad at him or Kyle didn't like what he saw, so.
Yeah, the Trey Lance experience yesterday, the second half was definitely a surprise. I thought Jimmy was benched, but according to the 49ers and everybody else, Jimmy apparently hurt his calf at some point. Some people think it was on the leap to catch that backwards pass. Nobody really knows if it's a calf strain or a calf contusion. I'm sure we'll know in a little while with the media. And, Trey came in and he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. I thought he would struggle. The game's pretty fast for him right now. He has some issues seeing the field. That's pretty obvious. You can tell he definitely is doing a little bit of the Jimmy Hitch, the happy feet. But I expect that from a rookie who only played 1 year of college at a Division II school, an 8-year pro who's been in the league a long time. I expect way more. And so I got exactly what I thought I was going to get from Trey. We got the bad, and then we got the electric. We got to see him use his legs, which I freaking love because we have such a stagnant offense where a quarterback just stands back there. And it's nice to see a guy make time with his legs and eventually get guys to just run open as much as I'm pissed off about the loss, I was definitely excited to see Trey and get him on the field because that's the only way he's going to learn. He's got to get reps. So,
Yeah, that was with me. I mean, I wanted Trey to be involved a whole lot more within the first few weeks. I wasn't saying now as much as a Trey Lance guy I am. I wasn't saying go ahead and just make him the starter because he deserves to be. Because we want to see him out there. I was willing to give Jimmy a shot. Let's just put it that way. But I've been disappointed in Jimmy's performance, and I didn't hold back in whatever I was typing up on social media or whatever I've been saying on the show. Maybe I sugarcoated a little bit when I come on here because I want to sound like this nice, happy guy when I'm on here. But I don't sit there and drop those bad words on here. But if you know me and if you've had private talks with me, I'm sure you heard it from me the other day. I have not been happy with Jimmy when he goes out there and stinks it up. And then this whole thing with, when Jimmy throws an interception, he comes out and he's amazing. His stat line is flawless after he throws an interception. And I'm sorry, but that's BS because I mean, if they're gonna bring that up, that's what from 2019. And this one guy who calls it on the Grant Cohn show, actually he called it a Bay Area Baller 18 show the other day. His name's Kim. I'm going to credit him. I don't know if he's watching, but they also call him Korean 49er. He said one thing that I've been trying to tell people. This whole like, hey, we can't play Trey because we have a Super Bowl roster and we have, if Jimmy G's healthy, we can go back to the Super Bowl. And I was saying like, look, if Jimmy G's healthy, fine, we can see what we can do with him. Maybe we can squeak into the playoffs and go to the playoffs. I was thinking we had a shot at the playoffs somewhere or another, but to jump in and say, hey, yeah, we're going back to the Super Bowl. Like, come on, dude, let's be real here. But to go back to Korean 49er fan, he said that he said that 2019 is dead and buried. And I agree with him. It's like we can't just look at 2019 on paper and just say, oh yeah, Jimmy G's the starter for the full season. We're going back to the Super Bowl and we may possibly win it. It's like let's be real here. In the NFL, things change year by year. The teams out there change. There's so many factors involved that changes each season. So we're seeing Jimmy G make mistakes this year. Like you mentioned, Jimmy G's an 8-year quarterback. I mean, if there people are worried about Jimmy, who was a Dante Hittner after the show said the same thing. He said, yeah, with the mistakes Jimmy G's doing this time around this season, he's looking like a rookie. He's playing like a rookie with his mistakes. So you might as well just throw a rookie out there with the highest ceiling that Trey Lance has. Let me say what's up to some people. Some people I know, good buddies of mine dropped in, and I don't want to leave them hanging. Adam Figueroa, what's up, man? How you doing? Seattle owns real estate at Levi. Yes, they sure do. He says Seattle owns real estate at Levi's. Upgraded coach. The O-line hype caught up to them week 2. I'm not sure he's talking. Do you know what he means by the O-line hype caught up to them at week 2? I don't know. Maybe he's talking about our O-line or
possibly. Yeah, they were saying that our offensive line is one of the best.
I didn't like it how they were saying it was one of the best, but I definitely think it's not the worst. I think they looked better in certain points and times. The O-line did look better at times. What's up, Trez? T Breezy. He goes by TNT the house. How's it going, man? He's a big we're gonna talk about Shanahan later, and I think
Shanahan. I like that name.
Yeah, get rid of Banana Shanahan. Shanahan, you can't lose every single year in and year out, and expect to be the head coach. I was just telling people that I think what's saving Shanahan is his that crazy contract extension we gave him. I'm not Parag Marate, but I have a strong feeling they're not gonna just. Even Shanahan's the worst coach in this league. I don't think Shanahan loses his job after this season. I don't know what you think about that, but
The this is the 5th year of this regime, and we're still dealing with some issues that we dealt with in the first year. Quarterback is still up in the air as far as the Jimmy versus Trey situation. We're way more talented than we were in 5 years ago. I mean, this roster has players across the board, but for whatever reason under Kyle Shanahan, other than 2019, we've just underperformed. We've had tons of injuries. There's so many negatives to place on someone, and you got to start to place it on the people in charge, head coach, general manager. They have an inability to see that if you load up your roster with guys that are injury prone, you're going to have a lot of injured players from year to year, and they're still in this mindset of like, well, maybe this year will be different. And every year we get to a certain point and the wheels fall off. And sure enough, we had Trent Williams go down. We don't know how bad he's going to be. Once again, Jimmy is hurt. Once again, Jason Verrett's out for a while. I mean, it's just like Drake Greenlaw. I mean, you name it. It's getting to a point now where it's like, okay, whatever they're doing ain't working. Something has to change, whether a coach or a front office guy or a strength and conditioning. Somebody's going to have to fall on the sword this year if this year goes the way that a lot of us think it could go. So, yeah, I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm not saying that Shanahan's not a great innovator, and a lot of teams would jump on the opportunity to sign him right away, but maybe he's just not good for us. Do I think they're going to fire him after this year? No. Do I want him to get fired? No. But we have to start to, in our mind, start to come to some realizations and some conclusions about things. And we can't keep going back to the 2019 season, because I think the 2019 season was an outlier. So,
excellent points you hit on, and that was awesome. Unfortunately, it's a lot of negativity, but hey, that's what we're dealing with, right? So
it's realist. If people don't like what I have to say, I mean, I told people on my channel, just don't listen. I mean, I'm not going to deal with this anymore, man. I've been really, really nice for about a year and a half, so I'm starting to come around.
Yeah, they talked about Jimmy being angry, and you seem a lot more angry than Jimmy is, that's for sure. We got Ruben Martinez. What's up, dude? I call him Raymart. Says, if there was no plan on playing Trey this year, then Kyle needs to call the type of game that makes Trey comfortable with this week. Kyle can't call it the Jimmy offense anymore.
Exactly.
What is the Jimmy offense? That's what I want to know, man. Did I miss a boat on that one?
5 yards.
Oh yeah. The Deacon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, like for those, I see it starting to see it on Twitter, and I kind of sensed it. I noticed there were some people that were that I don't want to call them the Lance haters, but it's like, I guess they looked at us for hype for wanting to see Lance out on the field, and I noticed that they're very quick to be just so judgmental on Trey Lance, like, oh, he's not doing this, oh, he's not doing that, oh, he doesn't look good, oh, you guys were all blowing smoke. It's like, are you serious? This is like his first time playing in a real NFL game, not preseason. He obviously, they didn't run a game plan for him. Nope. He wasn't expected to be out there. So, if he's going to be nervous and jittery at first, it's expected. He's a 20, he just turned 21. He's a 21-year-old rookie. But if anybody out there does not see the talent and see the upside in him, I don't know. I'm not going to keep talking about it over and over again, because you either see it or you don't. And for the most part, I see it. You probably see it. And I just think it's sky's the limit for Trey Lance. I really do. Let me just see what Pine Nore's saying here. Let me see. It looks like it's going to be something interesting. Because it took $27 million and 3 wasted games for Kyle to develop Lance. It didn't have to be this way, Kyle. Yeah, it's very questionable, without a doubt. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Seahawks Eddie? He's a good dude, Seahawks fan. So what's up, 49er Minded? Good game yesterday. Good game for you guys. You guys won, man. You guys did not.
Yep.
You guys
did the job. You know. They took advantage of us.
Yep.
After we looked like gangbusters coming out in that game, and then I was like, I know reality's going to set in. Eventually, Russell's going to be Russell, and of course, he does that little pirouette touchdown throw. I'm just like, here we go again.
Oh, are you talking about the Dante Johnson where Dante Johnson freaking blitzed, and it looked like he had a free shot at Russell Wilson. The next thing you know,
and completely whiffed him. Oh my
God. That's Dante Johnson at his finest, without a doubt, man. Big Play Slay, the Eagles fan. What's up, man? He's a YouTuber. Definitely check his channel out. And Pinor says, "That's right, Aaron. Stick to your guns." Let's see what
I'm
Adam
starting
Figueroa
to.
says.
Took me a couple
We are.
years, but
Hang on. Here we go. This is a good friend of mine in real life, by the way. But he's on a different side of the coin as I am with the Trey Lance and Jimmy thing. Says we aren't Lance haters. We just know rookies that start their rookie year do not win Super Bowls. Lance is good for a lost season develop, but not lead his team this year. But see, my argument is that we weren't going to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean,
no.
That's what my argument is.
Be honest with yourself and as a fan and tell me that you really think this is a Super Bowl caliber team with all the inefficiencies that we have with the turnovers, the penalties, injuries, offensive line problems, running back issues. It's just, I mean, I thought we had a competitive roster and we could challenge maybe for the division, maybe a wild card, but I never thought this was going to be like 2019 again. So yeah, I mean, how is he ever going to get any experience if he doesn't play? He has to play. And now we have a reason to put him in there. Yeah, he's probably going to struggle a little bit, but what are you going to do? Hide him till next year and then have to deal with the growing pains next year? And then we're going to have another wasted season. I mean, like, come on now.
Sorry, I was muted. I was going to say that, like, who I follow this guy, his name is Joe Shasky, they call him the Butcher Boy from 95.7 The Game. Yep. Him and Bonte Hill have an excellent show called The Morning Roast. If you guys don't watch it, check it out. It doesn't matter if you don't live in the Bay Area. You can go on the 95.7 The Game YouTube channel. I'll give them a big plug because Joe Shasky retweets me sometimes. I love the guy. He's a cool guy. And he said this, and I totally agree with him. Like people had this whole template idea that, okay, we bring in Trey Lance, and we're going to do what the Kansas City Chiefs did with Mahomes. Alex Smith that year was a starting quarterback, but they said, hey, no, we're going to hold on to we're going to let Mahomes sit back, hold the clipboard, and let Alex Smith do his thing. Now, I'm sure we can all agree. You can look at the stat lines, you can look at the videos, the highlights, whatever you want to do. That Alex Smith on the Kansas City Chiefs was playing lights out. That was the best version of Alex Smith I've ever seen. And had we had that version of Alex Smith during the Harbaugh years, Alex Smith would have been the starting quarterback the whole time, I think. I don't think Kaepernick would have stepped in right away. And it's just a different situation. We don't have Jimmy playing the same way Alex Smith played that year on the Chiefs. And lo and behold, why did we draft Jimmy? Let's go backwards. He gets hurt a lot. Let's be real. He gets hurt a lot. And also, on top of that, his play is somewhat limited. Even when he is healthy, his play is somewhat limited. So we got rid of those draft picks, 2 first rounders, some say 3 first rounders. We swapped picks or whatever, and we moved up and we set ourselves up for a reason to get that quarterback of the future. It was all for a reason. When you invest that much, I'm not saying go rush Trey Lance in and make him the starter right away, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do your best to develop him, unless you have somebody really good in front of him. But Jimmy's mistake prone at this moment, and he's again showing he can get injured. Now I don't know how serious his calf injury is, but apparently he did really get injured. According to Grant Cohn in the press conferences, Jimmy G didn't sound too happy when he was talking about it. So,
yeah, I was a little bit questionable of the injury myself. We'll see if it's a real injury or if it's just an excuse to bench him. But it sucks because you see a lot of players on this team that are really talented. Yeah, Kittle got a hospital ball yesterday, which really pissed me off again. But, you got all these talented players on both sides of the ball, and I feel like the longer this indecision and the longer this inability to figure out who your quarterback's going to be, the more you're wasting primes of players that eventually, your windows to win in this league are open and close very quickly. And I feel like people think that 2019 window is still open, and maybe it is a little bit, but it's been proven since the Super Bowl that we needed an upgraded quarterback. They did what they had to do to trade up to get one. They were thinking about getting Aaron Rodgers last year. They were in on Matt Stafford. You name it, the Niners have had their hands on different guys. So they know where the weakness is on this team. And until fans are eventually going to have to realize it, and maybe they're going to start to now. I saw Eric Davis tweet something yesterday, former Niners defensive back, that pissed me off.
I saw it too.
He's like, be careful what you wish for. I'm like, what does that mean? So we're just supposed to be okay with pathetic play and mediocrity and like not want the rookie to play. Like, what do you mean? Be careful what you wish for. Oh, I'm sorry. They wasted 3 first-round picks on a guy. He better get in there and play. So, like, I hate that crap. I hate people like, what does that even mean? Be careful what you wish for. We already know the kid's going to struggle. It's 2 jumps. He's jumping from a Division II school to the NFL. Hasn't played more than 1 year. He's inexperienced. The only way he's going to get better is if he plays. He shows that he can make athletic plays with his leg and his arm. He just needs more time. And if we're going to have one of these kind of years where Jimmy's just going to be an also ran type quarterback and inconsistent and we're stalling out on drives constantly and the defense is on the field the whole game and the running game's not effective, why not put Trey in? I don't understand what everybody is so against it for. If this team was clicking and they try to pull some crap with Jimmy, then I would understand. But this team is muddled in mediocrity right now. So why not play the kid? I don't understand.
Man, I wasn't even thinking about bringing up that Eric Davis tweet. I forgot all about it, but I saw it yesterday, and I really scratched my head on that one. And believe it or not, I mean, I don't know. When Eric Davis was the not the play-by-play announcer, but the color commentator on the 49ers radio broadcast, I loved him on there. And he also hosted a radio show in the Bay Area. This is before 95.7 The Game. Actually, it was on 95.7 The Game, yeah. And Eric Davis was on there, and he had a great show on there. And I actually follow his podcast. I don't listen to it every week, but I do follow his podcast from time to time. It's called the Believe in 49ers podcast. He has a guy on there with him, Rashawn Haylock. And I was listening to them thoroughly when we acquired Trey Lance. I wanted to hear what he said. And at one point, I think right before training camp started, he was basically humming the narrative that if the 49ers see Trey Lance as almost neck and neck with Jimmy Garoppolo, or if they see him as like a slight step behind Jimmy Garoppolo, Eric Davis kept saying this. He said, you press the reset button. You press the reset button and you throw Lance in there. And what are we seeing right now? Though, you see Jimmy struggling from time to time, and all these 3 and outs, and maybe they press the reset button now. I mean, is Trey Lance going to start these couple of games, and then they're going to throw Jimmy back in there? Who knows? I have no idea what to do. But my point is, I'm not sure why Eric Davis kind of has that stance now where he's like, be careful what you wish for. I can't believe he'd say that and almost try to like jinx, a rookie quarterback who he was somewhat high on, and then go back on his word about it. And then he always would say like, oh, well, Kyle Shanahan should realize that Jimmy G brought them to the Super Bowl. Jimmy G's the reason why they got contract extensions and all that other stuff. And I don't see it that way, but I did hear Eric Davis kind of mumble that recently.
Yeah, that was a team effort that we got to the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. We had a great running game. Our defense was lights out for most of the season. Even though we had a ton of injuries, we still managed to win a lot of big games. Did Jimmy play well in some of those games? Yes. The New Orleans game, he played lights out. He played solid down the stretch when we needed him. But let's be honest. We got to the playoffs. Jimmy barely touched the ball because the running game was so effective and the defense was so effective. When we got to the Super Bowl and we depended on Jimmy to be the guy to lead us, Jimmy let us down. And to me, the ultimate goal, if it's not to win the Super Bowl, what is it? And if you can upgrade the position and you think you can upgrade the position and the guy happens to be injury prone on top of it, and there's a way to upgrade the position, then you do that. Plus, having Trey means that we pay less to a quarterback for like 4 seasons. We can pay more on the outside to other players to bolster this roster. So that's also a plus. But to say like, oh, be careful what you wish for, as if like Trey, like Jimmy, like we're doing Jimmy a disservice, like Jimmy doesn't deserve to be benched or replaced or whatever. That's just ridiculous. Jimmy's been mediocre this season. If he's going to be mediocre and make mistakes as an 8-year veteran, then put the kid in. If Jimmy's playing, like, hey, say Jimmy comes back from this injury and he plays way, way better, then yeah, stick with him. But the 49ers are like I made a video before I got on with you. Niners are at a crossroad, man. As an organization and at quarterback, there's a lot. They're at a crossroad. This season is a tipping point for a lot of things to come, and so these next couple of weeks are going to be really important to see what direction the Niners are going to go in.
Without a doubt, it's definitely going to be very interesting from here on out. Let me just throw a couple more comments on the screen really, really quick. We got Steve
Yeah,
Soprino.
that's what I meant. 2 picks in a swap. You're right. Thank you.
I
would say 3 first round.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's 3 picks, but I kind of see it as 2 picks in the swap. That's kind of how I see it too. But either way, we gave up a whole lot, right? We're not going to have a first rounder for the next 2 seasons.
Yep.
Steve Supreme, I'm not sure if you're a new subscriber or if you're one of first take subscriber, 49ers first take subscribers. Aaron O here, but welcome to the channel. Never seen you before. Good to have you on. We got Adam Figueroa back. What's up, dog? Says, be careful, what you wish for is accurate. Okay. It's way too early to start him, almost like maybe sign David Carr to get beat up and then start Lance week 15. He will get the story started. I don't know. I see a lot of upside in Lance. A lot of people
they're going to be in a bad position if they wait all year not to play him.
Yeah.
They're going to go into training camp and he's going to be rusty and not have a lot of snaps behind him. So I don't understand I feel like I understand what people are saying, but if this is the kind of year we're going to have where we're going to get beat consistently by teams who can put points on the board, and Jimmy's ineffective, what are we losing having Jimmy be in there? We're not taking out a perennial All-Pro, Hall of Fame, MVP quarterback. We're taking out a guy who's okay and is a good leader, and he can call things at the line of scrimmage, and he can get us out of bad plays and all that stuff. But he's just a guy. What has he shown other than he has the ability to get injured all the time and play like a rookie 8 years into the league? So whatever, man. Like, I'm getting to the point now where it's just like, we have to see what the kid has eventually. If he's going to fall on his face, let him do it. It's going to help him in the long run.
Yeah, he didn't play last year. They had one little stupid game.
They had one game,
year.
And then they shut it down.
Yeah, they had one game for him to showcase his talents, and then he didn't want to play in the spring program. And it sucked for him because he didn't get to play. So hey, I'm all about playing the guy. If he's going to be our guy for long term, just throw him in there now. That's how I look at it. I don't. With all these injuries that we have piling up, even if Jimmy was the quarterback, he has to be the quarterback that carries the team on his shoulders, a la Russell Wilson. What we saw yesterday, Russell Wilson was the guy who carried his team on his shoulders. And we're in a league where when you play certain teams and if your defense isn't holding up like you think they would, you want that quarterback to step up and carry the team on his shoulders. The same way Mahomes did in the Super Bowl against us. And hopefully we can have that on our side for a change. Hopefully we can strike fear in other teams' hearts. I'm tired of this whole crap of that when we play Green Bay, for example. Jalen Hurts did it to us too. The quarterback draws back, freaking airs it out 50 yards down the field and prays for a pass interference call. And here we are as Niner fans shaking in our boots, like hoping it's not a PI. And Aaron Rodgers did it even more in the Green Bay game, more so than Jalen Hurts did. And why can't we scare other teams like that? Why let's have a quarterback. Let's have our strong arm mobile quarterback, and we'll strike the fear in their heart. And hey, if the pass protection breaks down, guess what? The quarterback's going to run down 10 yards for a first down. I'm all for those types of quarterbacks, those big playmakers, and if he's not ready to be a good quarterback right off the bat, I just let him take his bumps and bruises, because further along the road he's just going to learn. And when training camp comes around next year, he's just going to be a lot better, I just think. But let's just throw up some more comments on the screen really quick. This is T Breezy is also goes by Trez. He's not a big Shanahan guy, obviously. He says Banana Shanahan will turn back to Jimmy G.
I'm starting to kind of agree with T Breezy here. My faith in Shanahan is definitely starting to dwindle. I'm not saying fire him.
Yeah, it's questionable. It's very questionable. I've never done. Yeah, going into the season, I thought so too, because you could only have so many losing seasons. You could say that injuries all you want, but it just
Banana Shanahan.
The problem is though they gave on paper and money wise they gave him that gigantic extension. So are they gonna? If they were going to fire him, maybe it would be the year after, assuming Shanahan would do terribly bad the next year. I hope not. I'm praying that we, are more healthy next year and we're just a better team next year and we learn from our mistakes. It's still very early, guys. I get it. But it's just not looking good. The way these injuries keep piling on, it's just not looking good for us. So if you're saying we're being negative, or I get a lot of hate from people, I'm just looking forward and it's just not looking good right now. And then, hang on, let me just read this again. He says, Banana Shanahan will turn back to Jimmy G, just you wait, and not keep trade to development going. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out, man. Who knows? You never know. Steve Supremo says, I don't care who the quarterback is. I must say, okay, that's a different way to
You
look
just
at
want
it.
us to win. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I want to win. I want the
wanna win
best
too,
players
brother.
out there. Whoever's the best player, who I think is the best player, I want them.
Yep.
I want out there, and if they're going to help us win. Okay, we have Raymond Martinez. What's up, dog? 49ers gambled with Jimmy in hopes of getting a trade from a team. Yep. That needed a quarterback because of injury, but Jimmy is the quarterback who gets injured. What the hell kind of logic was that?
Preach.
Oh my! I was gonna say that. Like, I was hearing it last week and the week before. Like, the reason why, for those guys who are really pushing for Trey Lance, it's the 49ers are showcasing Jimmy G because they want to up his trade value and do this and do that and find a trade partner. But I was thinking, like, if Gardner Minshew, who threw 29 touchdowns and 6 interceptions one season, I'm not sure his exact stat line, but he went for a sixth rounder not too long ago in the trade, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not good for the 49ers because weren't we trying to trade Jimmy possibly? If we were going to try to trade Jimmy, I just don't see his trade value being anything all that special, especially the fact that he gets injured all the time. So it's just like, I don't know. And now it's not even more so. I mean, I just don't think they're trading Jimmy unless they fake that calf injury and next thing you know, they trade him away within the next few weeks. Who knows? I don't know what they're doing. And let me see what John Niner is saying. Well, who's this guy right here? I think I've seen him before. John Niner 8 says, I thought Trey did well. He avoided 5 sacks, and he also enjoyed it watching him more than typical Jimmy G. It was kind of
It was a little head scratchy. He was rocket balling some into people's feet.
Mm-hmm.
He looked jittery. He was nervous. Like, it was obvious he was nervous. I'd be nervous too, dude. Especially with the number 3 pick overall. Dude, all the young quarterbacks in this league are struggling this year, brother. It ain't just Trey. Zach Wilson's struggling. Trevor is struggling. Mac Jones has played solid, but this is the NFL, man. Like, the only way these guys are going to get better is if they play. I don't understand the mindset of sitting, and then what? When is he going to play? What are we sitting him for? If we're going to be mediocre with Jimmy, then why not be mediocre with Trey? I don't understand it. We're not taking. The quarterback's the most important position in the NFL because, like Bashar was saying, if the defense is having an off year and we can't hold teams down and we have a lot of injuries and your quarterback, like all the best can, elevates the team and takes the team on his shoulders, then why the hell would you not play that guy? Jimmy's not that guy. He's proven he's not that guy. So give the kid a shot. I'm not saying tank the season, but Jimmy's been mediocre. He's been mediocre. He hasn't been great. So if we're in a position right now where Jimmy's legitimately hurt and Trey's going to play, Trey has to play. And he's going to have to learn the league and how the league plays. And the only way he's going to do that is if he gets snaps and gets his ass kicked and he gets hit and he makes mistakes. And so if we're going to have that kind of football play from the 8-year vet, then put the kid in. I don't understand this. When's the perfect time? Tell me when the perfect time is. I don't understand.
Well, you don't know how many times I muted myself when you were talking. See, I was laughing so much.
I'm sorry.
You crack me up when you're mad. It's just really, for me, it's funny. And people laugh like crazy when I get mad too, when I go on my little pissy rants.
I haven't been critical of Jimmy up until this season. I've always been super like, oh, well, that guy. And I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh, man, I'm forgetting what I was going to say, too. I was going to say.
Sorry.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, I was getting a little nervous watching Trey Lance in the pocket yesterday. At times, the way he was looking all jittery, and I was like, dude, what the heck is he doing, man? I was like, oh, okay, well, hey, he just ran for 6 or 7 yards. Okay, I'll take that. It was that kind of stuff. But then some of the throws were questionable, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I hope he can complete a damn pass. And then next thing you know, he takes this snap and he has time to throw. I was like, okay, he's going to air it out. Boom, airs it out to the same sideline where he threw to Trent Sherfield in the preseason. Next thing you know, Debo was wide the heck open. Busted coverage or not, man, you're gonna get from time to time. You're gonna get these wow plays from Trey Lance. He's been showing it in camp. People say, "Oh, practice doesn't matter. Training camp doesn't matter. Practice." I'm sorry, but when these beat writers come out of training camp and they're, I mentioned Butcher Boy and Joe Shasky. They made a video when they made a video of their initial reaction when they walked out of training camp practice. How excited they were to see Trey Lance out there. You saw it too.
That's why I started following them right from that reaction.
Oh, from that video. Okay. Yeah. I sent it out to a few of my buddies. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I probably tweeted it too, but Yeah, I mean, they were so hyped up seeing Trey Lance in practice at training camp, and they were saying, just watch this guy. He's going to be really good. Maybe they weren't saying he's going to be good right away, like be dominant right away, but they definitely saw the talent in him and the big play talent. And we finally have that guy who's going to strike fear in other teams' hearts. And so that's how I see it. And early on, he's shown he can do that. And you mentioned the other rookie quarterback struggling. I did look at Justin Fields' highlights yesterday. He didn't look too bad at all. He won. Zach Wilson looked pretty good too. Zach Wilson had like 290 something yards, and he was throwing some excellent passes. When you get a chance to watch Zach Wilson, I don't know if he's going to be doing this week in and week out, but you can definitely see the talent in what Zach Wilson was doing yesterday, Justin Fields. So I noticed people were just throwing this whole. I ran into some Raider fan yesterday. Nice guy, by the way, but he had the look of a typical Raider fan. So initially, I didn't really want to talk to the guy, but it was at my nephew's soccer practice before the game, and he started talking to me because I was wearing my Niner hat. Usually I have my Niner gear on and people just start talking football with me. I'm kind of like a magnet in that way, but
right.
We're just going back and forth, and he's like, yeah, but you don't want to start Trey Lance because look, all the other rookie quarterbacks are doing bad. All the other rookie quarterbacks are doing bad. Now, I'm not saying we have the greatest roster on planet Earth, but we do have a better roster set up for a rookie quarterback, in my opinion. What rookie quarterbacks have? Debo, Ayuk. If Ayuk would just get more damn involved, Ayuk's an exceptional talent, in my opinion. Kittle. When the running backs get healthy, we'll have the running game going. And I just think, why not play Trey Lance if that situation presents itself? You can't sit there and put him on the shelf forever and then have him, like you said, go the next year and not be experienced. Let's bring up Trey Sermon, though. Did you like what you saw from him yesterday?
I did. He looked way more assertive and he like one cut and go. He wasn't, dancing in the hole. He was hitting the hole pretty hard. He was somewhat effective, during the game, and so I was happy to see. I think he would be a great combo with Elijah Mitchell. Again, the only way these guys are going to get better is if they play. They have to play. You can't stash everybody and not ever play them, and then when you actually do play them and they look bad, you're like you're puzzled. It's like there's a reason why they look bad or they look inexperienced is because they haven't gotten on the field. The preseason only does so much for you. You're going against third stringers or guys that are probably never going to play football again once the preseason's over. So, Trey looked really nice yesterday. I thought the line blocked for good at him at times, but it was one of those situations where the Niners were falling behind and they had to throw. And when the Niners have to throw, that's when they struggle. So it's, I wanted to see more of Trey Sermon. But it was nice. He looked a lot better yesterday for sure.
Yeah, he definitely did. I've been rooting for the guy somewhat, just for the fact that we're so used to seeing our running backs step in, and the very first time we ever see them, they're productive. But it wasn't necessarily the case with Trey, where we saw a little bit of struggles early on. So it's like, hey, what's going on? What's wrong with this guy? And on top of that, Elijah Mitchell jumps in week one and freaking gets 125 yards.
He looked great.
He's not exactly Raheem Mostert, but he looks kind of like a bigger version of maybe a Charlie Gardner running back we had at one point in time. And Trey Lance, and that's not Trey Lance. We talk about Trey Lance the whole damn time. Trey Sermon isn't the running back that's going to necessarily give you those huge wow plays, those huge long runs on a consistent basis like you'd see a la Raheem Mostert, a la Elijah Mitchell, but he'll get you those chunks. And he's a tough guy. He'll break the tackles. And as far as I'm concerned, we need that. We need that from time to time, and it looks like it's good to have. It's encouraging without a doubt. And we had that one big running back in there too, Jacques Patrick. And, 2 carries for 12 yards, and he looked like he was moving the pile too. And he's totally atypical of the running backs we've been used to seeing over the years. As 49er fans, we're used to seeing these little small shifty type breakaway backs, and here we have this big bruiser in there. So it's kind of
I called him the discount store. I'm talking about from the Titans.
I never. Are you talking about the Remember the Titans movie?
No, the Tennessee Titans are running back.
I know what you're talking about. Why am I forgetting his name?
Derrick Henry. He was
Derrick
like
Henry,
the discount store Derrick Henry.
I was thinking Christian Okoye. I'm going way back to when I first started watching football.
A lot about that. These young guys don't know who Christian Okoye was.
Yeah, if you don't know who Christian Okoye is, look him up. I'll type his name in the chat because it's kind of a unique name. But he's a huge bruiser running. He was a 260-pound running back that played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was pretty awesome. He had kind of a short career though. So let's see what Pinor says. I know Pinor was kind of talking about Trey Sermon in these early weeks. Let's see what he's saying right now. Pinor says Sermon did better, and I was wrong for doubting him being worth a third round pick, Bashar. But I think we can all agree that he did better now. I need to take it. I need him to take another step and be more physical. Yeah, oh yeah, we definitely need to see more from him. We need to see him do better. But it was definitely encouraging to see him be productive, which was nice. Wish we could have our other running backs. I miss all our running backs. I miss watching JaMychal Hasty, the way he bounces around the holes. I
feel like all these. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I feel like all these running backs and Trey being the quarterback is the future of this team. I feel like the Niners, if they're effective with the way they run the ball with all these, fresh young running backs, and you have Trey as the quarterback, Trey's going to get so many honest looks as a defense, because the defense is going to have to play honest against us, because either the running back's going to get it or Trey's going to keep it or whatever. That to me is the future of this offense. If Trey can get better and this running game can get better, that you're going to get a lot of what, people watch when they watch the Baltimore Ravens, they don't even have as good as running backs as we do, I don't think. But when the running game and the quarterback have a chance to gouge you, and then if you play them, where you try to load the box, then you have a quarterback that can actually put the ball over the top and push it downfield. That's when you become a dangerous offense. So that's why, as much as, Jimmy's a safe quarterback and he's a guy that keeps things safe and whatever, like Trey just has that ability to like wreck a game plan. And I feel once he's in there and he's playing with all these young backs and, everybody's healthy, I feel like that would be a ideal situation.
Totally agree with you. You could see the run game, the lanes in the running game open up a bit too when Trey was in there. Just like a lot of people speculated, they said that if teams are going to stack the box, but now they're going to have to account for Trey Lance in the run game with his read option threat, without a doubt. And let me see what's up to this lady right here. Big supporter of the channel, good friend of mine, really nice person, and she definitely loves the 49ers and knows her 49ers very, very, very well. Panama Queen, what's up? How you doing? She says, bash and 49ers takes. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we talked about the running backs. What else? We must have missed something. If there's anything you want to touch on, Fred Warner looked pretty good at points and times. I was excited to see him.
I think Azeez Al-Shaair was I think he's making Dre Greenlaw expendable.
Wow, you think that highly of him? Okay.
Yeah, 10 tackles, I don't know how many solo. He's just been really good. He was a highly touted running back coming out of college, but he had injury issues. So, yeah, I think he became an undrafted free agent.
Well, I
love Greenlaw, but Azeez Al-Shaair, man, he's making a case for himself. And I don't know if you guys in the comments have been paying attention. He looks fantastic.
I have the video. I have the game recorded. I didn't go back and watch the whole game. I did watch the highlight reels, and there was a video that they put out on YouTube of all of Trey Lance's plays. So I did watch that again. I need to watch Azeez now because you got me curious about him. Because I obviously
he just doesn't miss tackles. He'll miss a couple here and there, but he's like a big solid tackler. I'm really high on Azeez. I hope he can stay healthy. Again, he's one of those guys where it's like, oh, we got him because he was hurt. And that's always the worry. That's it's so stressful, man, being a 49ers fan with this regime. I understand taking chances on guys that have injury issues because, maybe they'll figure out a way to stay healthy the rest of their career like Frank Gore, and then you get like a Hall of Famer. But when it's like multiple guys in your team, that's when you have your issues, and that's what we've been dealing with.
Yeah. I did see Azeez from time to time in the game. I want to go back, like I said earlier, and really, really focus on him because you're saying that he might give Drake Greenlaw a run for his money.
Look at the comments with Raymond and Hannah McQueen. They both are. They're seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I got her comment on that. She says Azeez playing better than Fred.
He is. Wow. I'm not saying Fred's playing like Fred's bad. He just looks really good right now.
Azeez looks solid, and he's the hardest hitting player on the team. Raymond Martinez.
When he hits, people go down like it's end game.
I remember when we first had Azeez Al-Shaair in one of the preseason games in 2019, I believe. And I don't know who he hit. It was somebody in some meaningless preseason game. But right away, I was like, whoa, who's this guy? He rocked somebody's world. And I was like, good. I love seeing those kind of hits.
He's definitely a throwback to like Bowman and Willis. He's definitely one of those type, guys that when they hit you, it's like, oh, okay. I see you.
Fred Warner, can definitely make plays, and he's all over the field. When he's on point, he's excellent. But he's not that. When you went back to Bowman and Willis, he doesn't give you that oomph like Bowman and Willis did. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, he's quick though, and he can cover people
his
for the most part, except for Green Bay. But that was just a perfect throw.
Yeah,
that's more on Aaron Rodgers than on Fred
I just
Warner,
wish he backed up a little bit further on that play. He was lined up 5 yards off the line of scrimmage in that situation. Like, what do you? Come on, you know it's an obvious passing situation. Why are you lined up like to cover that underneath? Like, back up like to like the 10-yard marker or something on the first down marker. And I don't know. I just thought he was so close to the line of scrimmage.
I think Waruna is being facetious or is screwing with us.
Waruna, he's always doing that.
He says, I agree with you. Lance is the worst QB of all the rookies. We need Jimmy back. This is a Super Bowl team with Jimmy. If you're serious, man, you're hilarious. And if you're not, that's awesome.
Whenever Waruna jumps on my chat, he plays a character of some sort, and but if you see him, if you read his articles, it's definitely different from what his character says. Let's just say that.
This kind of reminds me of an East Bay Chris type situation.
Oh, very similar, very similar. Waruna, and you wouldn't expect it from Waruna either, because when you see him on video and see the way he looks and acts, and he's very reserved and very calm, and you wouldn't expect this funny funny / sarcastic side to him, but. Yeah, he definitely brings it. He does it on Twitter once in a while too.
Nice.
I blew his cover. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Sorry, we didn't mean to blow your spot up, buddy. Sorry about it.
It's too late now. All right, what's up, Ray Martinez? He says E-Man looks solid. Hey, I was surprised to see Emmanuel.
He looked pretty good.
Emmanuel Mosley out
there.
He
got picked on that one play, so I don't blame him for getting gouged by DK.
Well, what do you mean he got picked? What happened? What do you mean?
There was a play like across the formation where he had some defender kind of ran up underneath him, so it separated from him. It separated him from DK, and DK had a huge gain.
I remember that briefly. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah. In general, though, when you're getting challenged by a beast, a force like DK Metcalf, who some say might be a modern day T.O./Randy Moss hybrid. Not saying he's perfect and he never makes mistakes or anything, but he's an amazing player, and a lot of people are pretty upset that we didn't draft him. But Emmanuel Mosley looked like, for all these injuries and all these all the criticisms,
defensive backs aren't actually looking too bad right now.
Yeah, and considering all the BS that we've went through with the injuries, the DBs are kind of stepping up and saying, "Hey, you're trying to pick on us. Hey, we're here, and we're going to make sure that things aren't going to be easy for you." So. I'm happy to see that. I was happy to see the pass rush early on in the game. I wish it sustained towards the end of the game where we could have stopped Russell Wilson. But
that pass rush looked so good in the beginning.
But Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, and he'll eventually find ways to get around that. And it happened. We could only do it so long. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. If you guys have any other questions, you can let us know, because we're kind of winding down towards the hour mark, and I don't want to be on here for 2 hours or anything like that. Was there anything that you want to pick up on? I know special teams. Oh, we didn't talk about special teams, huh?
Man, what's going on with Gold, man?
He's looking more like copper.
I haven't been high on him since he signed the contract. And I think yesterday, that whole situation and having Wisnowski have to kick field goals, that was just like a bad omen to me. I think the Niners need to figure out their kicking game. Hopefully this is Gold's last year here. I really hope so. They need a long-term solution with a younger guy with a stronger leg. I don't know. I just don't have good feelings towards Gold. He was here when he first got here. He was fantastic, but I think that's the bloom is off the rose with him. So, special teams coverage and punting pretty good, but as far as field goals go, I think we're gonna sign a kicker if this continues, and eventually, I think down the road we're gonna have to come to some sort of we're gonna have to figure out our place kicker game. So.
You left out Trent. Is his name Trenton Cannon? I know his last
Trenton Cannon, the double fumble on one play. I've never seen a human being fumble twice.
It happened.
It's amazing you suck once, but you just suck twice on one play. That cost us the game in essence, if you think about it. Because I think we score on that drive, we tie the game up, or even a field goal, we're down a couple points. But You give Russell Wilson that short of a field, it's over. It's done.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Yeah, man, that was terrible. That was just, and it's funny because Trenton Cannon was riding high off of his big
Yep.
run off of that big return that he had in the Green Bay game. People were like excited. And then they flashed some graphic up like he had the best miles per hour calculated. I'm not sure for the week or for the season so far, but he looked pretty fast in that damn play. And I was like, okay, well maybe it looks like. I was like, maybe it looks like we have a solid returner now. People were kind of up in arms about Simba Webster not being on the team anymore. It's okay, maybe we kind of made up for it some way somehow. But he didn't make a case for himself yesterday, to say the least. That was so bad. I was that was something Kyle Williams would do. I'd say that was kind of like, yeah, that was Kyle Williams-esque, as they say. I have not been a fan of Robbie Gould for quite some time. Last year I was pretty much done with him. I mean,
the amount of money he makes for what he does and how he has no leg past 48, 49 yards. Like, I want to kick. I would, if we're going to draft a punter in the fourth round, draft a place kicker, man. Somebody who can, hit a 60-yard field goal. So I don't know. I never thought I'd worry that much about a kicking game, but it's definitely coming up as a problem.
Yeah, I've never talked kickers on here before prior to last week when I had JB Winborn on because my friend 49er Toe mentioned Jose Cortez missing a field goal or something in one game. And I made a joke that kickers are football players too. And JB Winborn was kind of like saying, well, you got to understand that kickers could do things that we can't do. So blah, blah, blah. But I have not been a fan of Gould at all last year. And you took the words right out of my mouth. I hated the fact that he has no range at all. I mean, a 45-yard field goal for him is like a big deal, But at one point he was really, really consistent and excellent in what he did, even though he didn't have the super strong leg. But he's just not that guy anymore. And on top of that,
he doesn't seem engaged either.
Yeah. And remember when he had that attitude when he held out on the contract and tried to throw it out there that he was going to go to the Bears or something. I was like, just let him go to the Bears, man. What are we doing? We could sign some. There you go. It's draft or sign some young up and coming kicker. Why with the super strong leg? I'm for it. I was disappointed in Wisnowski, not as a punter. I like what I've seen him doing as a punter so far, obviously, because he's a punter. I just thought that a guy like him, especially with his background, because he came from rugby, I believe, and he's really athletic for a punter. I just thought with his just natural athleticism that he'd step in and be able to make an extra point. I mean, he
made one, and then that was pretty much a wrap after that.
Yeah, the one that he missed was on the play where we tried to go for two, and Laken Tomlinson jumped off sides or something like that, and then next thing you know, we pushed it back, and it was right down the middle of the field, just like any other extra point would be. But he just looked really bad on that play. Oh, yeah, good one, Ray Martinez. He said, remember when Larry Allen snatched up Cortez on the missed field goal? I do remember that. I should have brought that up to Jamie Winborn, but he probably wouldn't have remembered, or maybe he wasn't aware of that play.
I forgot about that.
That play is hilarious, though, man. Oh, he said, T Breezy says this, but I'm going to bring this up really quick. Did you guys notice? I forgot what plays it was. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I did, but I swear on two plays, it may have been the first half, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe one of them was in the second half. It just looked like we should have got a damn PI call on at least two of those plays.
Yeah, there was a couple plays where our guys were getting kind of, they're getting a little snuggy with their guys.
Mm-hmm.
We lead the league in penalties as far as pass interference, but we're definitely not getting it the other way. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's frustrating because they don't hesitate to throw the PI flag on us,
right?
And from time to time, those can be a little questionable. But when it's PI, going our way, it's like they don't want to throw the flag on us. It has to be the most obvious pass interference call known to man for us to get a damn penalty.
Like
and
all of a sudden, the flag is super heavy.
That pisses me off. Now, I'm not saying that's the sole reason why we lost the game because it's the players that win or lose the games. But it's just frustrating to watch as a 49er fan. So we're gonna wrap this up, and and there might be a comment or two that I missed. I might read one in a second. Oh, here we go. Let's see what Runa has to say. This is gonna be interesting. I haven't even read it yet, but this might be funny, or it could be serious. He could be hitting on a good point. Let's find out. Runa Pereira says the reason we have Gould as the kicker in the NFL is the NFL has ruled the 49ers can't have a kicker who kicks field goals more than 49 yards. Check the rule book. It's due to the team name.
I totally agree. The league does not like us.
All right, so I do plan on having you on more so where I can ask you more personal fan questions because I like to do that. I like to do the one-on-one things where I do a lot of fun stuff. But after a game like this, I just don't want to leave it out there for the fun stuff. I don't want to, because I talk about all kinds of random stuff on those shows. But I'll definitely bring you back to do one of those type shows, and then we could talk about a game preview for that.
Yeah, we definitely had to hit the elephant in the room with this game.
Oh yeah, this game.
We can always have the fun stuff down the road, and
yeah, hopefully we'll have more fun stuff to talk about. But
right,
yeah. And you had me like, I mean, even though it wasn't supposed to be a fun show, trust me, man. Whenever you go on your little rants, I beat myself because I'm just laughing up a storm.
I appreciate that. I'm glad I can offer that to you.
I don't know. So people think this guy sounds like Ray Romano or whatever. So it's just you got that
Ray Romano, Howard Stern, whatever.
Yeah, you are a New Yorker. He's from New York.
Al Michaels.
You know what? You kind of do sound like a little bit of an Al Michaels. I didn't think about that. Okay, that's pretty good, man. Al Michaels has a classic voice, man. But this guy actually lives in New York. He's not even from California or the Bay Area, but he's as diehard as they come.
I live in Bills country in Rochester, New York, and I'm a Niners fan.
We'll definitely get into his whole story about being a Niner fan on another episode, without a doubt.
Definitely.
I did not expect this big of a turnout in the chat, by the way. So shout out to all you guys.
Definitely.
And the main reason being, I did not advertise this show. I did not. Facebook and if I do advertise a show, sometimes I do it last minute, without a doubt, on Facebook and Instagram.
Me too.
I dropped the link in about 40 or 50 different Facebook groups before I go live, and I didn't have the opportunity to do that. I think Facebook and Instagram are still down. I dropped it once on Twitter, and that was it. So to get this turnout is highly appreciative. Thank you guys for watching and all your cool comments, because whenever we stumble, I wing this show. Usually I have a full set of notes sitting in front of me, and I'm going from question to question, but I winged this show completely, and it also helps to have the comments on the screen on the chat. Definitely. Because if I forget about what I'm going to talk about, if I don't have anything good to follow up with whatever that guy says, I could look at the screen and come up with something to talk about. So definitely appreciate you guys' feedbacks. Aaron, awesome having you on.
No problem.
I got a lot of feedback from having you on as a guest or being on your show, and the people think we work well together, and it's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun having you on. And anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, if you guys want to check me out on YouTube, I'm 49ers First Takes. I've told people before I kind of play the straight man. Lately, I've been a little bit more vocal about the 49ers and the quarterback situation and the organization as a whole. I'm not a Jimmy hater. I'm just a Niner lover, and I want us to do well. And whatever that means, that's what I want. So, yeah, I post as many updates as I can. I go live at least once a week, sometimes twice. My schedule is going to change a little bit because my job, I'm being placed somewhere else in the same company. So stay tuned. And if you like what you see on my channel, drop a like and subscribe. It helps YouTube find me. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I also have Aaron's social media links in the video description. So definitely check those out, without a doubt. And again, thank you for coming on. Aaron's been awesome. Thank you for all the people viewing and chatting and watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome show. Sucks that we lost, but hey, we do have to talk things out, and things aren't always pretty. And not everybody's going to agree with what we have to say, because it's just not a good time for a team when we lose,
That's right.
But with that said, thank you guys for watching 49ers Minded, where we get into the mind of 49er fans. Keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace. Come on, 49 faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.